I decided pretty shortly after it was released that I was not going to talk about New Woman by Lisa and Rosalia. My immediate obsession with this song was irrational. I couldn't explain why I liked it so much, I just did. It was more of a feeling rather than any kind of understanding I could give. I just thought and continue to think in a lot of ways that this is the best song of all time as I see it right now. That's a little hyperbolic, obviously, but it's kind of the mindset I'm in right now and have been in ever since the song's release. I've never felt this way about a song before that I can remember. I think New Woman is an excellently crafted song with a great concept behind it, which is what I want to talk with you about today. So, as I said, I believe the significance of New Woman is not so much understood but rather felt. The vocal ad-libs in the pre-chorus work as the backbone behind this entire song. New Woman isn't necessarily about growing up, but instead the time during young adulthood where you start to reconsider and reassess everything. The threshold you pass beyond being cared for by others that you begin to understand that it's just you and yourself from here on out. What is important to you? What do you want to do? And who do you want to be? The process of self-discovery when in isolation, despite being necessary for further growth, is often a very ugly and painful one. As Lisa puts it lyrically, cutting to the root, so you can begin to grow and bloom all over again as something new and, importantly, uninfluenced by who you were before or what understanding you had of yourself. Restructuring your own perception of who you are is unpleasant throughout most of the process, which these vocal ad-libs seem to speak to from my understanding. They're sung in a way that seems to want to inspire the kind of unease or discomfort you feel when starting over again, that uncertainty that you feel throughout the entire process of whether or not you're making the best decision as it relates to your future and who you want to be as a person. The vocal ad-libs we hear feel both distant and unknowable, yet also intrinsic to the structure of New Woman entirely. Inevitable and necessary, however unsettling they feel to hear. The song itself has a tough time putting itself together. There are many disjointed sections that often feel like they aren't sure what to do with themselves. Rosalia's verse brings the entire song to a halt. She sings and moves at her own pace to express her thoughts and understanding of herself as different from where Lisa is. And then she meets the song where it was originally to bring us to the final chorus. Notably again, what brings us back to the original pacing of the song after Rosalia's verse are these vocal ad-libs. Both Lisa and Rosalia modify their voices to match its tone as we build towards the chorus. While they ultimately have different understandings of themselves and start from very different places, they both are able to meet together as they're ultimately going through the same process of growth, just from two different places. New Woman is a messy song at times, but its disjointedness feels very intentional with the narrative in mind. Growth is not a linear process. You do fall down at times and find yourself striving for things that were never yours in the first place. Recognizing that the direction you've been growing in is no longer desirable and making the choice to cut the growth off at the root to be able to grow again is not an easy process. The imagery in the video reinforces this idea, in my opinion. A series of monotonous or ridiculous scenarios play over and over again as the video progresses. We see people exerting themselves in odd ways, positioning a ball or apple between their legs, lawn mowing with a vacuum cleaner, two people fighting on the ground, shaving glitter off their legs, and so on. For as much as this song is about starting over and growing into something new, these scenarios represented throughout the video never change. That is how you go insane. Repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Quote, breaking the walls out of the place that Lisa is stuck in developmentally means leaving behind those ideal outcomes that were never going to happen in the first place. Identifying that you've been driving yourself insane, expecting a different outcome from doing these same monotonous tasks over and over again. Learning how to stop what is familiar and safe to you and moving in a new direction is how you cut to the root. Simply put, I think the vocal ad-libs we hear in the pre-chorus sonically represent the uncomfortable growing pains that are an inevitable part of rediscovering who you are. Lisa and Rosalia learn to sing along to the tune of the growing pains in order to get us to the chorus, which musically serves as the genuine moment of self-discovery or realizing that you're finally on the right path towards self-realization. Am I looking too much into this? Probably. I know there are going to be some people who are going to say, oh, it's not that serious, but it is that serious to me. This is my own personal understanding and appreciation for New Woman by Lisa and Rosalia. I said at the start of this video that I originally decided I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I recently watched a video on this song by Run for Roses, Taylor's version, who you may recognize from the KTube community and comments, always discussing such insightful things that I never even think about when making videos, and that certainly translates over to Run for Roses YouTube channel, where you can find a really great collection of text-based analysis videos on topics in K-pop and even beyond that. From NMIX to Taylor Swift to Stray Kids, Run for Roses covers a lot of topics. Highly recommend looking at this channel if text-based analysis videos are something you're interested in. I'll link the channel and the video I watched in the description. And yeah, I think that's all. As it stands right now for me, kind of the best song of all time in my personal opinion. Thank you for watching this. If you did, let me know if you have similar or different understandings about the song and or music video. Do you consider yourself a new woman, and so on. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.